Welcome, everyone. I'm super excited today to be introducing you to Danielly Rocha. She is a fitness trainer. Her business is Danielly's Fitness. She's been doing it for over 5 years. She's going to talk a little bit about all the different ways that she supports people in achieving their fitness goals. And for us, it's really our specialty and focus today is on moms, working moms, stay-at-home moms, and stay-at-home moms or working moms. I want to absolutely speak to that right now. And Danielly is also a mom of a 2-year-old. So Danielly, welcome so much. Thank you so much for doing this today, doing this interview.
Thank you. Thank you, Lorie, for having me here.
So tell me a little bit, share with those that are watching how you got started in fitness. Your website is amazing. The photos of you are beautiful, and we'll have the link to her website in the copy of this video. But yeah, share how you got started.
So thank you. Yeah. When I came to America, I came in 2009, and I'm originally from Brazil. I always been athletic lifestyle there, but in Brazil, we walk everywhere, or we take bus. So it's a lot of walking. And when I came to America, I lost all the lifestyle. I lost all the work, exercising, surfing, and my eating habits. I didn't know how to eat at that time, but I was young. My metabolism was all the way up in the sky. It was like so easy. And after that, when I came here, I started going like, stop exercising, stop walking, get to know fast food. In my country, fast food is really expensive. And you learn here the lifestyle that's let's work, let's do it, not enough time, eat whatever is fast to you. And I end up gaining a lot of weight, like 45 pounds. And
Wow.
One day, I remember to today, I was watching TV. I was on the second floor in my bedroom. I was watching TV, and I was watching these beautiful athletes working out and doing some, I think it was WWE.
Oh.
I never heard about WWE before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Look at their body. And I remember that day it clicked of like, okay, I'm gonna work out. But the thing is, I did not know how to eat. I did not like vegetables before. I wasn't my day-to-day life before was rice and beans and meat. First time I tried broccoli was in America.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
very interesting tip about yourself. That's like something people probably don't know, and now that we know.
Yeah, mushrooms. I never tried a mushroom before,
Wow.
only from a can, and I did not like it. I Lettuce, I will not eat lettuce. If I had to order fast food, I would remove the lettuce out of my fast
Oh,
food
wow. Okay.
and eat. Yeah, so my diet was really bad, but I knew it that I had to learn how to eat. So the exercise, I did the same thing everybody does in life. They want to lose weight first. I hit the treadmill for 1 hour, stopped eating, starved myself, took diet pills, bought books. I still have those books, never finished reading. To buy everything that's for burning calories. Okay, I'll take it. And one day I got really, really bad ulcer from all these diet pills. And I stopped having I stopped doing the treadmill and I gained all this weight back. So I did not know how to eat properly. So I decided, okay, I'm really going to study about nutrition. And I started become addicted to learn and to see what this is for. What is this for? But I did not have the palate yet for the healthy food. I remember I used to blend the spinach and a bunch of vegetables on the smooth. And when I drink, I close my nose so I will not breathe and just swallow the thing as fast as I could because I knew I had to learn.
I think we can all relate to that too. I'm going to jump in for just a second. All of us can relate to doing something that is quote good for you, or they say is good for you, and it's just, I mean, I remember drinking something kind of like what you're saying. It tasted like dirt. I mean, it was like, yeah. So anyway, I love that you're talking about the nutritional piece of it. And that's what I want to make sure everybody knows, that you really are very multifaceted. You know, not only are you a trainer, but you do bring in the nutrition and the
Yeah.
mindset piece of it. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So I remember it's like after I start understand and I start liking food, I started making this as a game. Every time I make something, I always think how I can make this healthier than what it is. And became a game trying to always make healthier but still taste good. So every time I make something and my husband say this tastes good, I'll write down that recipe because believe me, you're not gonna remember later. You're not. So I started working out, learning, bring workout equipment, sorry, write down the workouts that I did, and I was really into that. And until one day, people start asking me, hey, can you train me? Can you train me? I'm like, no. And I was doing for fun with my friends. And someone, I'm not going to lie, someone told Danielly, I'll pay you. I said, sure. When do you want that? I did not know we could make money on that industry.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's really interesting, isn't it, when we recognize that things that are, and sometimes we don't think about getting paid for it because we enjoy it and maybe it comes easy to us. So, okay, so you got your
Yeah,
first client who said, I'm going to pay you. And
I'm
then
going
that was the beginning of,
my beginning. After that, I was like, I need to study. And I kept studying. I'm still studying every time. I keep getting license, certifications, more certifications. Understand that's not only about the food, understand it's not about the workout, it's about the mind too. Because your mind gonna dictate who you are and what you want to do.
exactly. That's a really good point. I know you think about even athletes, as you say, watching the WWE, you know, the wrestlers and the mindset piece to get to that level. And athletes and Olympians will talk about visualization and how important it is and what we are visualizing and what we are speaking to ourselves to create that physiology that you're speaking of. Okay. Okay. So you've been doing it for 5 years. I love the origin story. That's really amazing. And that broccoli and mushrooms were something you didn't even taste until you
I
came
never
to
tried,
America.
never tried in my life.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So you bring in the nutritional piece, you bring in the fitness piece. So how, and now that you're a mother, you've got a 2-year-old daughter. How have the things changed for you since you've become a mother?
Oh yeah, I was talking to a client yesterday about that because I was telling her that before I was a mom, I had this whole time in the world to decide all about me and my husband, all about me, like to do everything I want. And I couldn't make tomato sauce. I would never buy from a can. I would make my own tomato sauce. And then when I became a mom, I decided it's a survival. You just survive. You buy a pressure cooker, prep that cooks, and freeze the meal. So you have like you want to make black beans, just make a lot of black beans and freeze over. And after that, just one day before, you put in the fridge and you just season. So that way
Got
you
it.
have a beautiful black beans. So just I
Right. So
yeah
you would batch it. It sounds like batching, right? You would
yes
do,
meal
so that was
prep.
one of your strategies. Exactly. And I remember the same, I even remember back, you know, before kids. And I thought, man, I was such a slacker. Like I had so much free time. And what did I do with it? You know, and now, you know, because this is as working moms, stay-at-home moms, which are working moms, we are just, you know, we've got so much more on our plate and we're so much more efficient, you know, and we multitask, which honestly isn't good for us. And that's something I talk about in my boundaries course is how not to multitask, how to stick with it. So, all right, so let's go back to that again. You know, how have things changed now that you're a mom, a working mom, and moms are working, you know, moms are
Yeah.
working no matter what your position you're in. So what
Yeah.
else did you do? And I want to specifically know how you're taking care of yourself, how you're bringing in
Mhm.
self-care.
So one thing I realized because I'm really busy all day and I don't want to take part of my day to work out, I wake up earlier than my daughter. So if my daughter wakes up at 7, I like to have those 2 hours by myself. So I do wake up at 5 Is that normal? No, it's not. But you can do it. Do you know how when I tell women, like, do you know when you want something so bad, but so bad, and you end up getting? That's how bad I want to still working out, to have the free time for myself. So I wake up at 5. I have friends that wake up at 6, but I work out from 5 to 6. After that, I'll have 1 hour to enjoy my coffee, to do whatever I want. If sometimes I start laundry, sometimes I do things in the house,
Yep.
because I know when my child wake up, there's like a bomb's gonna explode in my house.
Right. Right.
Whatever I work, everything's gonna be all around. So I maintain, so that way I have my peace of mind and my house is gonna be clean and organized.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to just tell you straight up and full disclosure, I am not a morning person. I have always wanted to be a morning person. I have tried my best, but it did not work for me. So what happens, and I'm sure you have clients that
Oh yeah.
cannot do morning. So what kinds of tips do you give them in order to bring fitness in? Because, share how important fitness is as it relates to stress management and overwhelm. Like, talk about that piece of it.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I train clients that are working moms and they don't want to wake up early, which I appreciate that. So I can have that time for myself. So what do? We take 30 minutes by themselves to work out. So they don't need, people need to understand they don't need to be 1 hour, 2 hours getting the full workout. If we shred in 30 minutes and getting the cardiovascular, and build some muscle mass, build some strength, and doing some stretching at the end, in 30 minutes, you can make miracles. You can change your entire day. How you're gonna feel, how much better you're gonna feel, how much you're gonna see in your body, just from 30 minutes, even
Okay.
twice or 3 times a week. And the thing is, people notice when the day they don't work out, they feel different from the day they work out. They feel more energy when they do work out. The moms have more patience with the kids because they're feeling more happy about themselves, and they feel more relaxed only from 30 minutes.
That's a great tip. That's one of the things as I scan through my news feeds every day, I love the articles that say, okay, just, 10, 15 minutes, do this and get some physical activity. And I have clients too, because as I do my own coaching, I tell them, if you're on the computer all day, you have to take breaks. You have to set your timer every hour, get up and walk around, even if it's for 5 minutes, do some jumping jacks, move the blood, because a sedentary body it's a killer. And it's your health starts to diminish. As you say, the stress, you're not able to relieve the stress. There's neurochemicals and things that happen in the brain that promote health when we're moving. So 30 minutes, I love that. So 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, and just get started, I'm sure, is probably what you're saying. Just start where you can, start where you are. So what do you do for clients that are super sedentary, haven't done anything in a while, and come to you? How do you start them out?
First, we start slow, of course. You need to see the lifestyle. If they're sitting down, it means that the hip may be tight and may have some injuries if they're in a computer. So you see the lifestyle, what do they do? And we start slow, like doing some squats, bicep curls, simple movements that will make a difference. And and we leave 5 minutes. If the client's 1 hour, sometimes we leave 15 minutes for yoga, specific for yoga at the end. So that way we brought up all the cortisol, all the hormone, because they stress. Every time you exercise, you bring the stress to your body. And after that, we calm down your body. Even if it's 5 minutes, I have a client that I do 30 minutes exercise. In the last 5 minutes, we just bring down, doing some stretching, speaking slowly, focus now on the breath, with an empty mind, and be present. Because when you exercise, you feel like, okay, when I'm going to be over, let's one more. And after that, you just focus. And that way you can go to that relaxation. So it's a little bit different. The style that my company, we do, me and my girls, we have the same style. of training people.
And girls, you mean, right, other
My
trainers that work, right?
employees,
Got
yeah.
it. Okay. Okay. I love that piece of it too, because that, mindfulness and coming back, I say, getting grounded, which I would think that you would say the same thing, believe in that, coming back to the body. And I always tell my clients, the mind follows the breath and the breath follows the mind. When we can really work through the breath, come back to the body, because I have clients that, work. I love this analogy. It's not mine, but I love it. Is your mind like an internet browser? You've got 15 windows open, 4 are frozen and spinning, and you cannot figure out where the music is coming from. So this chaotic mind, and how to calm that down and bring the energy back, because we're out there mentally thinking about all the things that we need to do and get done, especially moms. And we want to be able to bring, like, it's like this, the teacher calling the kids back from recess, like, bring all of those parts of you back that are out there doing all that mental stuff in your head, bring it back and come back. So that is an important piece that you teach too, how to
Yeah.
center and come back to the body. Okay. So we talked about, I wanted to make sure, I wanted to talk about how you manage your self-care. How do you set boundaries with your time and energy as a mom?
How do I set? Yes. I do try to get some time for myself, and my husband and I, we work together on this. Okay, this time to this time I have for myself. This time you have for yourself. So I have a teamwork in my household. But some moms cannot have that. And that's the time you have to figure out a way that you can connect, either wait for the kids to take a nap or school or sleep. In Brazil, we have the saying that if you don't have a dogs to go help you hunt, you better use your cats. In other words, you figure out another way. If you don't have one way, you just figure out another way to have that.
Right. Okay. And say that in Portuguese.
Quem não tem cão, caça com gato.
Ooh, I love it.
And
If you
that's
don't
my
have the dogs to go hunt,
lifestyle.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is what I take for life. Every time, everything I do, if I don't have a dog to go help me hunt, I'll figure it out and I'll use my cat.
Got it. So you're saying optimize your resources.
Yeah.
And obviously our partners, for a lot of moms, a lot of women, they'll have partners that they can share that load with. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, about sharing the load, because as mothers, there's a lot, there's a lot happening for moms and working moms. Obviously, COVID was just hugely disruptive. I mean, so much chaos and catastrophe in the homes, and mothers suffered tremendously because they had to be the ones to come home and caregive and be, teaching the kids. I know your daughter is only 2, mine are teenagers, so they were able to manage a little bit more, but I really have such compassion for the parents and mothers that had to handle all that. And in society, it's sort of that the unwritten rule that we take that on, and we don't realize. When I became a mom, I didn't sign up for a lot of the sort of invisible labor that mothers do, that is just not recognized in society, not recognized in the families. And so how do we come back to equity and harmony in the home so that we can offload, I call it the mother load, right? To get out from underneath that mother load. So you're saying you use your resources, you have your partner that supports you. What else? Is there anything else that you do to set boundaries around your time and energy?
I stopped using social media because I realized that I was spending so much time that could be useful for something else. I was getting my mind busy with something that I don't need, it's not going to make any difference in my life. And I realized, okay, I have to use that time for something else. Like yesterday, I meditate. I went to Sonoma Ashram, and we go and do the meditation there for 45 minutes. And I went there. Instead of me, I asked my husband, okay, you take care of our daughter, and I'm going to go there. But a lot of times, instead of me right now, what I've been doing too, instead of me using my cell phone, I'll go and read a book, 15 minutes to relax my mind.
I love it. That's such a great tip. I mean, we all know, we read these articles about how detrimental, just our devices are, and how they are like an IV hook to us. We're addicted to them, and we're addicted in ways that, we may not recognize. Some people use it to get a break, because they're so, they've got so much going on, and they're like, okay, I'm just going to take a break and just sit for a moment and do some mindless stuff. And it gives us a dopamine hit to a certain extent, right? It changes our chemistry. However, dopamine is an addictive substance in the brain, and it's like we have to get more and more and more and more, which increases that addictive habit. And that can be anything, but social media is huge. So I love that you do that. More and more people are starting to say, peace out, I'm done with social media, or I'm just going to do it on my computer because it's related to work, and I'm removing the apps from my phone so I'm not even, tempted to do it. Okay. And the ashram, that's amazing too, Danielly. I love that you're doing that. The mindfulness, the meditation, the more spiritual practices that help to balance out our lives. So I'm not just a human doing all day long. I'm a human being. I'm dropping into a deeper reservoir of intuitiveness and wisdom and knowing. Okay. Lovely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Everything started in this business, in this industry for 5 years. I start realizing it is everything come to your mind. One thing I tell my client, your brain, your mind can make you or break you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why in my point of personal training, it's more about we're going to train your body and your mind. Because I can give you a beautiful workout, but if your mind is not ready for that, you're going to give up in 1 month or less. Normally people get excited for 3 weeks. It's like I love to see Pelotons or treadmills selling on Facebook, on markets, because they buy for, it's brand new, and they say, I only use few times. They only use for a few times, and after that they give up because their mind's not ready. They're just excited.
Right.
It's like they just have the excitement.
Right.
So we teach you how to really get your mind ready for that new transition, the new lifestyle that you have.
And that must be, what I love about what you're talking about is, first of all, you start where they are. You're looking at the holistic aspect of their life, their lifestyle. And then one of the pieces that you're alluding to is the why. Why are you wanting to do it? It's kind of like you said in the beginning, the why you wanted to do it, why it was important to you. And then you gamified it, which I love, bringing in a level of fun. This is why kids, it's the best way to teach a kid is through having fun and making a game out of it. And the adults are no different. We want that gamification. So the why is important. And when you get the mind on board, which is the why, which is really understanding it and using the tools to continue to keep it front and center, which I'm totally guessing that's what you do. That's what leads to success. So as we're kind of finishing up here, I want us to have just a few more minutes of talking about, I know we talked about how you're managing your self-care, what you do. Getting off social media is a huge piece of it. Oh my gosh, I'm totally with you there. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
You sharing how you set your boundaries, and that you have somebody in your home that is helping you, and stepping in to his role as a father and taking care of your daughter so that you can have some time to yourself, which I would love every mom to have, whatever partner she's got. I want to wrap up with a couple of quick tips about fitness. So for those that are watching that might really need a little bit of inspiration to get going, and this is when you're working with new clients, what are, again, the first couple things that you share to get them on the right track? Why don't you share like maybe 2 or 3 tips that you kind of covered it a little bit, but let's review it again.
First, one of the things we do, we talk about nutrition. But the basic nutrition, you're a mom, you're a busy mom, you're not going to make tomato sauce from scratch or make pasta from scratch. You're not going to do that. You want an easy lifestyle. You want me to make easy for you. So you understand the concept. First, we teach you about nutrition. But I understand. Let's add more fiber on your diets. Let's drink a little more water. So simple things. Let's add a less salt. Let's remove a little salt. Salt, sodium will retain more water. So let's cut a little bit of that. So first, nutrition. Just learn the basic. Don't go overboard like I used to do when I did not have a child, because this doesn't belong to me anymore. Have make tomato sauce from scratch. I would love that. I have like 15 minutes to eat. That's the time I'll have. So let's make health easy lifestyle. Second, sleep. I know sometimes for moms, it's so hard. It's so hard. But focus on sleeping, even if it's empty your brain while you going to, instead of bring your phone while you go before you go to bed, just read something to relax your mind, because hormones are produced when you sleep. And it's so important they sleep. And the exercise, one of the things is the most important. You don't need beautiful equipment, it's like $5,000 equipment, or you can have your body weight workouts. If your body weight, I'll use your chair. Do you have a chair? Let's use your chair to work. That one from that chair. We can do a steps. We can do a dips. You can do a push-ups. You can do so many beautiful core workout from your chair. Even if you're sitting down on the couch, we'll perform exercise sitting down on the workout on your couch that you work out. Use what you have. You don't need to spend a lot of money to get that workout. Running place, do some jumping jacks. Of course, if you need modification, just modify. Take that modification right now, but have that goal. What do you want? Where you want to get? Visualize, see yourself where you want to be, how you want to be, because how happy you want to be. When you set that goal and you see, first you have to see with your mind. When you see with your mind, you feel your entire body start feeling that. Your mind has the power to see, to taste, to smell, to everything, to feel that. So see what you want to be, and that way everything works through it.
Oh, that's such great advice. That's such great. I love that you're bringing the senses into it. So let me recap. Nutrition, right? The basics. Get some fiber. Make sure you're hydrating. I read an article that they said most people are super dehydrated. The brain doesn't work properly when we think about dehydration, right? Our minds get fuzzy. We feel the body's in stress. It's in a stress state when it doesn't have enough water. So just hydration, and you said fiber, which is super good to keep everything moving. Then we talked about sleep, right? And sleep, and I think the piece around sleep is so powerful. And like you said, a lot of people struggle with it, yet when I, even I get on my teenager, I said, dude, you can't be on the computer all the way up until it's time for bed. The light, it's draining the melatonin in your system. It's going to impact your sleep. You have to be off at least an hour before, if not longer. So getting off of devices at a decent time, saying no, putting it away. I also like the journaling, the reading and the journaling before you go to bed. Just doing a brain dump for me really helps. Like, okay, what am I doing tomorrow? Just get it out of my mind. That way it's not going to impact my sleep. I'm a pretty good sleeper. I feel super fortunate because I know a lot of people really struggle with it. And then the last one is fitness. I love that you said use what you've got, because we get caught up in this, like you said, the Peloton, or I've got to have all these really fancy things before I can start doing some workout. And it's sort of a level of procrastination.
Yeah.
I got it, but I don't have the money to spend. But no, you can use your body weight. Absolutely. That's so smart. And there's some simple like dyno bands and different things that you can add resistance training.
I remember during COVID, the beginning of COVID, I just gave birth. And I remember everybody, you could not find the dumbbells, you could not find anything. So a bunch of people text me, hey, can I buy this? No, because that's my work. But anyways, I created, in the beginning of COVID, and I wanted to go back to more exercise. I was so tired. I just gave birth like 3 months earlier. And I was like, okay, I'm going to create this workout group, body weight, 30 minutes. Zoom for free for everyone. So we had a lot of people every Sunday there with me. So that way I had more people to be accountable I had to push myself to work out. I feel like, okay, because if I didn't have them, it would take me a little longer to go back. I was tired, barely slept. I was breastfeeding. And I'm like, and I wanted to go back to that shape that I had. So I had people, I created a class, people work out with me every Sunday, but I was teaching. So I had to improve myself every time. And in 30 minutes, it was only body weight. One
That's
time,
great.
it was like 10 exercise, 1 minute each exercise, 30 seconds break. That's called HIIT, high interval training,
Right. I
intense
just
interval
read about, right.
training. So I tell people to 1 minute, 30 seconds break, 10 exercise, repeat this twice. This is 30 minutes, only body weight.
That's
And you're
so
done.
excellent. That's so, and what a great segue. You're so good at being interviewed. I'll tell you, you're hitting all the points that I wanted to talk about. And this last piece around accountability. So for those of you that are
Yeah.
watching, if you can get accountability, whether it's just a friend, or hiring Danielly, get the accountability is really powerful. And recognizing that you can do it in a short amount of time, and it's that consistency. And what's interesting about what you just said too is that it seems counterintuitive, but exercise will actually give you more energy. Even when you're exhausted, if you can just go walk around the block. I know that's kind of how I started when I was like a super athlete. I was doing triathlons, I was doing like marathon skating.
Mhm.
And then, we had a really horrible health family crisis, which took me out of, all the different activities that I was doing. And then I went through a period of chronic fatigue for about 3 years that I had to work through. So I had to learn how to modify what I used to do as an athlete that I couldn't do now,
Yeah.
initially. And so I just 5-minute walk, right? Just something, just get out into nature, because nature is, well, not only are you breathing in these beautiful, they call them nature's vitamins, it's the negative ions in the air when you're out in nature amongst trees, and it really does help to improve the body. So I love everything you shared, Danielly. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to make sure that we have all your information in the copy of
Yeah.
for this video and everything. And I know that I wanted to share that when you go to her website, you go to her media. So when you go to her, check out her website, check out the photos of this. She's just incredible. Her body, she's just in such good shape, looks so beautiful and healthy and happy. You go to her website, go to media, and then you can click on some of the images that'll take you to her Facebook page. And then there's also some videos, I think you said, on Instagram. Is that
So
right?
yeah, so we have Facebook, Danielly's Fitness, Instagram, Facebook and Instagram, and we do some video. We do workout classes, more personal training. We focus more in personal training over Zoom or in person, and people can just contact us. And me and my girls, we're here to help them all the way from what they
Excellent.
are and where they want to get.
Excellent. And these are virtual. So it doesn't matter where somebody's at in the world, they can work with you virtually, which
Yes.
is the pivot that a lot of people did in COVID, and a lot of trainers are doing this now. They're doing online classes and coaching, personal, coaching and classes. So awesome. I'm going to make sure all that information is in there. And then I wanted to wrap up quickly by saying, a lot of my focus is again around self-care. I specialize in working with working moms, and I'm really interested in helping them create boundaries. Danielly has a really good system with her husband and the way that she can get her time to go to the ashram and do other things. But there's a lot of moms out there that don't have that kind of help and have taken on that a role, right? Again, stepping into something that they didn't really agree to. And women do at least 15 hours a week more of domestic duties. And it's a lot of this invisible work that doesn't get recognized, and we feel ashamed in some way, shame and guilt. This is just such a prevalent feeling amongst moms, that they feel like they have to do it all, but they don't know how to ask for help. Or maybe they step into that role of the martyr, which I can say that I did for a while, like, look at everything I do, and then I'm trying to. So we can take our power back. And last thing that I want to share is an amazing book that I have been reading. It's called Fair Play by Eve Rodsky. And it's a hands-on strategy to divide tasks and achieve household harmony. Such an important thing for moms to do is to start to set boundaries with their time and energy. If you're a working mom, stay-at-home mom, set time to do this, to take care, to be able to do the things that you used to do before you became a mom, you know, the fitness and the workout, and having that free time to read or go out into nature, super important. So I really recommend this book to sort of enlighten you a little bit about how to start delegating. And I have courses on that too, and I'll share that in the link. But I'm just so happy to have this conversation with you, Danielly. You are an inspiration. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And maybe we'll have to come back around and talk a little bit more on other topics at some point. But
Yeah, I
thank you.
love that.
Perfect. Have a great day. And
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, you and I will be in touch. And again, for all of you, Danielly's information will be in the copy down below this video. Have a great day.